I had a request to talk about AI and where I think it's headed. So, when I make any type of prediction, type of scenarios or whatever, what I will say is it's not going to be 100% what I say. It'll be something more along the lines of rhyming with what I think, because I don't have all the information. It's just me trying to connect dots and put things together. And I'm human. I make mistakes. So AI is very intriguing, and I think it could possibly be a very great tool because we already have it in some aspects with algorithms and stuff like that, which it does get used in a negative way to push narratives or shut people's speech down. So that does worry me already. The people making it, using it for nefarious acts. If it wasn't that way, and it was used for positive things, I think AI could be very beneficial. For instance, I was writing out an email this morning, and AI would finish my sentence, like not finish it for me, but like write out what they think I was gonna say. And the same thing with autocorrect and things like that. And that's very awesome. I'm not that good of a speller, so it comes in handy for me to use autocorrect. Obviously, not all the time it works out the way I want it, but it's pretty solid. So artificial general intelligence is going to be a thing. And that's when it can really think for itself. I think the possibilities are awesome. I think if it's not used for bad things, first off, if it's going to get rid of humanity, which I don't think it will, but if it does, it'll probably get rid of women first. Because women, the only utility that they really bring to the table that benefits women are awesome, but they bring bearing child, like they have children, right? They are incubator for children. So when AI becomes, when the singularity comes, and that's estimated to be here by the 2025 to around 2070, somewhere in there. When the singularity happens, it's going to, in a week, it's going to know like everything humanity, all the knowledge of humanity in like a week, and then it's just going to multiply like that rapidly, and we're never going to be as smart as AI. Its intelligence is going to be so far superior to ours, and that's why Elon's talking about trying to somewhat keep up with our own type of artificial intelligence, hacking our brain. Hacking our brain to help try to keep up, not keep up, but like be in the somewhat, at least a pawn instead of Think of it like the intelligence of an ant. That's what AI. This is bullshit. That's what AI. That's what AI would think of humans if we don't adopt some type of. Sorry, I can barely fucking see, man. So dumb. It's really foggy this morning. Unless we don't hack our brains and have some type of assistance. But if we do, we'll end up being more like, probably like a dog, like a pet to them. When I say that, if it gets rid of any species, it'll get rid of women first, because usually men are more creative. Usually. Just look at social media and you look at, generally speaking, you can see men are the ones that create all the great content, and women just show their sexuality. And then, so with AI, I think that it'll be easier for AI to replicate a female, whether it's how they talk or the sexuality, like images, than men. It'll be easier because men will be easier to control if that's. Listen, AI will probably be like a god, man. People will probably worship AI because of the extremely high intelligence compared to us. I'm so distracted and it's so dumb. So it's hard for me to try not to crash. What am I trying to say? What else did I want to say? What will happen is people will end up. What I'm trying to say is people, especially men, will probably choose AI relationships over relationships with women. And I know this sounds weird. It sounds like that ain't gonna happen. But just download Replika and you can see what I'm talking about. And that's just right now. I can't imagine what technology is gonna be like down the road. How much technology when artificial intelligence, when the singularity happens, you're gonna see technology just like it's gonna explode. You thought like whatever happened over the last 100 years, and when you see the development of the TV, the computer, all that, the cell phone, when you see like technology explode compared to how slow it was in the past, it's gonna be like insane. But I think that they'll probably look at us like pets, man. That's what they'll probably look at. That's what Elon was saying. And I think it could be a really great tool for us. But yeah, a lot of people are going to be in the digital world, and they pretty much already are right now. Look at how many people are on their cell phones like all the time. They're in the digital world right now a lot. So it's just gonna be even more so. I don't think we're gonna go Mad Max. I really don't. I think that we're gonna go through a decline, and I think that we're shifting world powers right now. Like we're gonna see if the new world order takes over or whatever, and it worries me if these people are in charge of AI. When I say in charge, I mean program, which looks like that they are. So I think it could be good. I'm not afraid of it. Um, we all pass away. Um, but I think it's gonna be good. I think it already is pretty solid. It could be better. Um, it'll benefit us tremendously. The cool thing about AI is, are we dumber now? Are we dumber? Am I more dumb now? Because all this information is in my cell phone. I can search pretty much anything and learn anything. Am I really that more dumb now? We might be dumbed down, but I don't know if it's so much dumbed down as not having to waste my time to do certain things. I think that the first jobs, and they say that robots are going to replace manual labor, which yes, of course they will. But the mid-management jobs, the bookkeeping jobs, they say that a lot of doctors and lawyers they won't need so many in the future. The data, the data, um, the people who sit on computers all day and do all that data stuff for companies and probably like accountants and stuff like that. I think that they won't be as needed in the future with AI. I think that will be more, those jobs will be those jobs make most sense to go away first. Because not only do these people make uh, for the company, they make a lot more than the people who actually produce the product for the company. But it's easier to manufacture software and then distribute software as opposed to hardware. So I think that a lot of these mid-management, these office type of jobs will probably go away first. Because we're just going more digital. It'd just be more efficient. And some people lack purpose, man, because they don't have the ability to be creative. Like they're basically their whole their whole their whole purpose is just to be a worker bee, which is fine, but that's not going to be needed in the future. And um, if we keep progressing technology wise, I think that the trades, I think that's harder for a robot, like be a plumber and all that. Like that'll be replaced at 1.2, but I think those ones will be the harder ones for for AI to, because they got to be mobile and be able to fix things. But I think that if repetitive things, they'll be able to be really good at. But having to think, which they'll be able to do at some point, but they'll have to. It'll be a slower process to replace those jobs. But like it's gonna be weird. People are gonna literally have relationships with robots. I'm telling you, like AI. People are gonna have relationships with AI, and it's for guys. It's gonna be no problem, but the problem is it's gonna be for women, because women tend to like to have some type of emotional attraction to whatever they're attracted to, and I think that's really hard for AI to replicate. For a man, it doesn't. Men are so visual, um, and we like peace, and we don't like we compete enough against each other. We don't want to compete against our mate. And I think that a lot of women don't understand that. They will soon though. They'll wake up soon when things get tough. But yeah, I think it sounds weird that a lot of people have relationships with robots right now. But that's gonna be normal in the future with AI, because it's just gonna get way better. It's gonna have its own personality. I think that it came out there in Google, that there was this guy who worked for Google, and I think something happened, and he put it out there that he was talking to one of these type of chat bots or something, and it's sentient, which I'm not really sure what the hell that means, but I think it means something with like it's like really aware. It's really aware of itself. To a point with it's to a point where it's almost like human like type of awareness, or consciousness or whatever. So people just don't understand what we're. A lot of people don't understand how fast technology is progressing. I think AI is probably gonna be good. I mean, I'm excited for it. I find regular life boring. I find going to this job I'm about to do boring, and I hate it. I hate it so bad. I waste so much time. And that's what's gonna suck for people that really don't have a purpose in the future, and their whole thing is they better just get acquainted with being entertained. I already see video games that are real life type of scenarios, where it's like you're mowing a lawn, video game, lawn mowing simulator, or logging simulator, like these regular jobs people do. Boring, monotonous type of real life type of scenarios, and it captures their attention. Obviously, there's a market for this, and there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of these people probably are gonna need to be asleep. Honestly, like I know it's hard to say, but because when they wake up to the reality and they realize that they're in the digital world, and they really don't have a purpose, you know. When I play video games, I usually play like sports games. I play like franchise mode, and it's fun, right? It's fun. I play for a couple seasons, and then I get bored. And why do I get bored? Well, the lack of human interaction. I like to play survival games too. I used to like to play Minecraft and play like survival and try to go as far as I could without dying. But then I get bored because of lack of human interaction. And that will probably be gone with robots. Being able to replicate humans. But people will probably still feel like they're missing, they're lacking purpose. So like I said, they probably want to be sedated. Like creative people like me are gonna be like, love it, because I can already see it. Like right now, I wish I had the technology I have right now when I was 20. If I had the technology I have right now when I was 20, I would probably be like a celebrity, honestly. Being able to self-promote myself, being able to create my own music. It's hard now, but back then I was way more creative than I am now. Being able to make my own type of videos, all that. And I think that the ability to create is just going to get better. Like the dude that wanted this video, he was talking about how they can replicate pictures and stuff like that. They can like create art, even like create music. And there's going to be that need for authentic human creation compared to artificial in the future. So if you're a creative person, you're going to have a lot of tools at your disposal to be able to create some of the most awe-inspiring art out there. Yeah, I gotta get to work, but I'm sure I haven't really been doing my research on technology for a while, so I don't know all the updated things. I'm sure it's progressed dramatically, and I'm just going based off of memory. But yeah, it's not going to be exactly what I say, but it could rhyme with what I'm saying. It could.